Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Chargers are going to take possession of the football.
Brad, I wonder if someone's down there checking on the head coach right now because he might be in a little bit of shock after what just transpired. Instead of a lengthy opening drive to deal with, his guy stepped up and stole that drive away. Momentum on their side now. How will they attack on offense?
They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. A great play there. His 16th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers have taken the early lead on the road here in Buffalo. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. A big play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bills are an extra point away from evening this one up. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. I mean, less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
So we're back to a one-point game now as the kickoff comes. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
On play action, they'll throw. Here's a diving catch right side. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete. So, CD, this defense, they know that they have to be at their very best when they're taking on a team here that's in the midst of a winning streak that's now stretched over multiple months, not weeks, months. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. You know, a week ago was one of the best defensive performances I've ever seen. He had 5 sacks. Here we go again.
And he's the type of player that'll keep an offensive staff up all week trying to figure out how to slow him down. But at some point, they just have to take account of themselves and say, I got to get bodies in front of him so he doesn't disrupt our offense totally.
Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll haunt you. And now it brings up 3rd down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Chargers are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Well, your first drive of the first quarter, you get it down there, trying to fire it in the end zone, and big-time deflation on that play.
No doubt about it. They're moving and grooving and getting into position, and this is not the ending that they saw on this drive, is it? They had things going their way.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and it'll be a turnover on downs. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 63 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Chargers are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. There they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. Charger football to start quarter number 2. After one, a 1-point game, 7-6. He'll drop to throw. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. Now a handoff running through the middle. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
He's got room at the 30. A good pickup there, a 22. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes that's the danger of putting that jumbo set out there. You just get a lot of bodies massed in one location. You could wind up with 18, 20, maybe even all 22 in the box, and there's nowhere to run the football.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. Complete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
The Chargers will bring out the field goal unit now. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And this is just outside the right upright. It's no good, and this is going to remain a 1-point game.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. Hands it off out of the gun. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. From 13 yards out. And the Bills have moved out in front.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested.
Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15. The Charger drive about to get going. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. 2nd and 9. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. Here's a give up the middle. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
He's got exactly what you're looking for, the ability to not just diagnose a play and quickly, but to make a play as well. Nice job there tackling him for a loss.
Second and 11. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Flushed out right. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Schaefer. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. A chance to try to add 3 points before heading to the locker room. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Back to throw again. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. A great effort there as time expires in the first half. And the Bills will extend their lead here just before halftime. You knew time was going to run out, so this had to be in the end zone, and somehow they were able to find a window and get it done.
Very easy for us to talk about up here that, yes, all that had to happen, but when time's running down, sometimes your brain compresses a little bit too. They showed great poise, understanding of situation, making sure they got to the end zone in order to complete that pass and take a nice momentum into the locker room.
And it's going to be caught. Not sure why they went for 2, but they do get it. So we've reached halftime here in Orchard Park with the Bills taking the lead into the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. By no means certainly are they out of this contest. 2-score game, start of the third quarter, but you feel like if they don't get points and then they give up points, then it can become a slippery slope. This feels like an important possession.
Yeah, and that slope becomes even more slick if you come away empty-handed on this drive, because then you give them a chance to extend their lead. You need some kind of points here, even if it's just a field goal. It's what I call one of those calming drives. Try and slow things down a little bit.
It's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Room here to run. And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, LA. A great play there. With his 19th touchdown, his second of the game. And the Chargers have cut it back within a score. Extra point splits the uprights. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. He got outside the pocket there trying to improvise, and he was calling for the ball downfield, but still the interception.
I think what happened, he did call for the ball thinking that he was open, but I think the quarterback spotted him too late. And that margin that he had on the defenders, that got eaten up, and they came up with the interception.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
Working with 2nd and 5 now.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the 1st down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And they'll get to him short of the 1st down at about the 16. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down. They'll try and run for it. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. He needed 2. He barely got back to the line of scrimmage. And the Bills are going to get the football back. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And some room to work. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception.
And the Chargers will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the 3rd quarter, but now potentially a play that could have big ramifications.
Yeah, you've driven the ball down the field. Things are looking up, but it takes just one bad decision to throw things off the rails.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of a tackle and kept fighting, even with the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this one is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And that will force a turnover on downs. So they have now gone for it on 4th 4 times, and they have converted no times.
I know we talk about analytics and how it's entered into the game, and there's a good percentage that says go for it. You actually make a good percentage. In this case, the analytics just went right out the window. 0 for 4. They've got to start looking at things in a different way.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
They'll set up to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Schaefer.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
He'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him, complete.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
They go play action here on first down. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Back to throw here. Steps away to his left. Looking left sideline. It's complete. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Flush to his right. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And that will get out of bounds. Lucky there. They keep possession inside the 5. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. Now the Bills will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal.
Off the option, he'll try and run with it.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That'll back them up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. They'll set up a throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They can't hook up here on the 4th down pass attempt, and the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going. And can they take advantage? Their defense got the 4th down stop, and now they're hoping to find the end zone. A field goal wouldn't be enough to erase this 4th quarter deficit. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now back to throw. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
154 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now left side on the swing pass. They'll wind up getting just a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss.
And that is incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
Well, he forces one there. It's a potential dagger as it's intercepted. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football.
He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick six last week. Not a pick six here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week, he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
He stiff arms him. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Bills are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. What a huge touchdown that was, obviously, here in the late stages of the 4th quarter as they try to put this one away.
And, Brandon, when they watch the film after this week, they'll be very proud of every rep if they close this game out. Just a few snaps remaining. They can't relax just yet.
They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble to bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. The Charger drive about to get going.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
And a nice run past the 30-yard line there.
157 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
And the Bills are going to take possession of the football.
Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December.
Giving.
Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
And now look at this. this. Big gain, but a fumble. And picked up by the Chargers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I'm guessing that on the sidelines there might be a few words said about that mistake there, but I don't think it's going to hurt them in the long run. They're still going to get out of here with a win.
Yeah, they got the two-score cushion, but you know what coaches say, Charles? Finish strong. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. Now, the Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the fourth. They'll look to throw now on first down. He's going to go up top again. And that is caught. One-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through, and they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Bills, it's a critical win for them as it gets them to 9-6 on the year. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL.
Yeah.